everyone, Paul International Scale Modeler. Welcome to the kit review. Now today I've got a kit review, and this is also a start to not only an adventure build, which you'll see progress videos of. It's also the start of a buddy build I started with a few friends. What we basically decided to do, we were looking for a buddy build to do on armour. I think a lot of us have got a little bit lost our mojo with the armour at the minute, so well, to kickstart it, let's do a little bit of a buddy build. There was 4 or 5 at the beginning, there's now like 10 or 11 joining in, and we picked the 48 scale Tamiya Tigers. So you can get this kit in an initial, an early and a late production. They're great kits, 48 scale, so a bit unusual. Not too big, which is one of the reasons for picking it. It's not a Mojo Sapper, although with some of the aftermarket some of the lads have added. It might be, myself included. I've built these before. They are fantastic little kits. I think a lot of the time they're better than their 35th scale counterparts. And whereas, you know, being a bit of a, like I say, a bit of a dragon snob, I wouldn't even think about buying a Tamiya 35th scale Tiger. I've got dragon ones. I've got some very nice ones as well, but no qualm in buying these. AV Club do a reboxing of the Skybow one as well, which is an even better kit. But this was easy to get hold of, and everybody, because it's guys from all over the world, they could get one, and we decided on this. So, like I say, you get an initial, so your DAC, etc., an early Panzer Grey, Russia, etc., and a late, which needs Zimrit, which Tamiya does a Zimrit F4. Now, there's about 9 or 10 of us in, might even be more. I'm trying to think off my top of my head who's in. We've got Wesley, we've got Ivan, we've got Les, we've got Brett, we've got Eric, there's myself, we've got Dan, we've got Tim, Paul, who the heck else is in? There's 8 of us, there's a lot of us in there, and I'm trying my best to think who's in. I think I said Les, yeah I did say Les. But there's 8 of us so far. I'm pretty sure there's a couple more guys, and the names might pop in my head in a minute. And if I forgot you guys, I do apologise. You know, my brain is like it can be scatty as hell. So I picked an early production. I'm going to do it in Panzer Grey, because believe it or not, I've never ever done a Panzer Grey vehicle ever. And I've got quite a bit of aftermarket over here, which we'll go through at the end to add to it. And that's it. I'm not sure on the setting. I'm going to do a small diode base, which again I'm going to grab actually and put with the rest of my stuff before I forget it, and we'll have a look. So box art, Tamiya's 48 scale box art, very very attractive little boxes, absolutely fantastic box art on the front, Panzer Grey, it's Tiger 332, very nice dusty effects on it as well. On the side we've got another variant which is Dunkelgelb and Olive Grum, and this one is S33 in summer Russia in 1943. I think there's also another one in there as well. So I think you get enough decals for 3 different variants. On this side it runs through. There's a metal die-cast chassis in there as well. Adds a lot of weight. The box does weigh quite a bit. And there's a front view of the tank in Panzer Grey as well. Kit number's 32504. Whether it's sequential for the initial and the late, I'm not 100% sure, but this is the one I'm going to build. Now all the other guys will either release pictures on the thread on SM. There's a buddy build section set up on the forum. We'll be doing updates on Facebook, and some of the guys are going to do video updates as well. So keep them, you know, keep a lookout on YouTube. When I know which guys have videos, etc., I'll put the names up on here, flash it up, and you guys can have a little looky-see yourselves. I'll look at their builds. So the kit itself, like I said, we'll go for the kit itself, and then we'll have a look at my aftermarket. Like I say, I just love the 48 scale box art. I think it's amazing. So we'll get everything out of the box first. So we've got instructions, typical Tamiya, faultless, can't fault them at all. We have polycaps, upper hull, running gear. So there's 2, 3 sprues, 4 sprues, 5 sprues, decals, metal chassis in there. So we'll go through that first so we can get that out of the way. I'm going to put that over there. I'll put all this to one side for now. So there we go. So metal chassis, nicely packaged as you can see. Open the back up. Now Tamiya's reason for adding the metal chassis, I don't know, to be honest. It does add weight. Why you need that on the vehicle I don't know, but you do. Maybe it's for the running gear, idler arms and what have you. I'm not sure, but it does weigh. It's a good heft of die-cast metal. There's not a massive amount of detail on there, but that's it really. There really isn't a large amount of detail on there at all. It's a 2004 kit, so I think it's one of the very first 40 scale kits, but they get rave reviews everywhere, and that's that. It's in a grey colour. I think it's pre-primed, to be honest, by the look of it. And you have to super glue, CA glue, the upper hull to this. Some of them are screwed that are built. I've built a few of these before. So I don't have a look going through to the actual, in fact you can see under there, there's 2 holes. Whether it's mounted something I don't know. But that's it. So yeah, not much to look at there, but it's going to add quite a bit of weight to the kit. And I've got full tracks to add to this, so they're going to add even more weight. So that can go in there. Got the decals, they can go with instructions. We'll start with the upper hull. So, like I said before, I often find these are better quality than the 35th scale ones. Now, we've got the rear plate there on that side, and the upper hull there. Now, some of the tools are moulded in, which is a plus and a minus. I always glue stuff in place anyway, then paint on the tank, so that doesn't really make much of a difference to me. The problem is, where they're moulded in, there's no demarcation there, so an old trick is to scribe out between the tools and the hull, and that gives you that rounded effect like you get off the real thing. The wooden jack blocks moulded in there as well, the cutters, the axe, the shovel, and the pry bar, all moulded in position. The rear engine deck is there. There's no grills with the kit, which is a real shame. Even if Tamiya included those crappy mesh things they do, it would be a little bit extra, but there's nothing there at all. With some surgery, you could open it up. I know CMK does an engine kit for this. I know Brett has bought it for his build. But overall, it's not too bad. For me, I'm pretty sure, I'll go from a set in a bit, I got resin tools that came on my detail sets for this, so these will be coming off. So a bit of work with a sander and a chisel, these will be off, and we'll have a look at those resin tools in a minute. So no bad detail there. There's the poly caps. We'll go through those quickly and put them back in the bag. 2 different sizes, 8 in total. Not much to look at really, but there you go. I'll go through the instructions in a bit, we'll see what those are for. We have side skirts, tow cables, exhaust shrouds, mantlet, stowage box, etc. 2-piece barrel, as you can see. We're on a larger cam. You can see there. Typical Tamiya. Perfectly moulded. Absolutely fantastic. Even the tow cables, very, very realistic moulding to them and texture. There's a jack. We've got the hammer over here somewhere. I've just seen it. Where did it go? There's the hammer. We've got hatches, the barrel, 2-part barrel, stowage boxes, driver's hatch, the rear stowage hatch on the back. Now, I'm going to ding these up a bit and try and get one of those to open, I think. So it'll be a case of getting that top detail off, cutting it, and using some plastic hard to make a new hatch. But again, you know, typical Tamiya, there's no faults there at all. It's perfect. We've got the side skirts there as well. This is all going to get replaced by mine. I've got full PE. And the mantlet there. There's no texture on that mantlet whatsoever, so that might be worth doing. Definitely add some texture to that. Bit of Mr. Service or other such. And the exhaust shrouds on the back. Again, I've got PE exhaust shrouds for mine. The hatches, there's a little bit of interior detail on these ones, to the front ones. The PE set comes with a lot more, so again, that detail will be removed and the photo etch added to enhance the detail. Out the box, I know this will build up fine. The fire extinguisher's there. It's very nice for plastic units as well. This is going to build up great out the box. You're not going to have any problems at all. Very quick build. You could probably build it in an afternoon if you put your mind to it, and it's not a difficult build at all. So what we've done with the group build, the buddy build, is we've got a 6-week limit to build it. A few people had Dios figures. A lot of people have had a lot of aftermarket, myself included. So that's going to, you know, lengthen the build time, but nothing drastically. Next one, we've got road wheels and tracks. Now the tracks aren't too bad. They are plastic. And they are the Lincoln length type. So we've got 2 identical sprues. So we don't need to go through. Got the rubber road wheels, obviously on the early production. So rubber rimmed. So you'll need some masking. Got the sprockets, the idlers, tow cable, shackles, exhaust stack, and then the tracks themselves and some spare links. Now I've got full tracks for mine, so I won't be using the tracks, but should I have to have, they don't look too bad at all. This is your little guide for building the tracks, can you see that? So this is for adding the return over the sprocket and what have you. So very, very nice touch. Makes things a lot easier for you if you are building that way. There's one on each sprue, so you've got a spare one should you screw it up. But again, it's faultless. It's just typical Tamiya. We've got the spoke line discharges there, and just everything. And we've got one slightly loose part there that needs straightening up. The exhaust stack, headlight, just perfect, really is. Again, typical Tamiya. All I've reviewed lately are Tamiya kits, and I can't fault them. And the next kit I'm going to review is a Tamiya kit as well, funnily enough. I got Tamiya's brand new Ferrari FXK to review, so that'll be up shortly after this one. And again, Tamiya, if they don't know anything about mould and plastic now, I'm sure they'll never learn it. Although I do wish they would slide mould a bit more. Dragon can do it. There's no reason Tamiya can't with their barrels and some of the other parts. But great. No problem here. Like I say, I'm not using the tracks. I've got rules, but they're going to cause a problem. I know for a fact Dan is building his completely out of the box, so at least one of us will have the kit tracks being used. I guarantee there'll be more because not everybody splurged for absolutely extortionate 27 quid for the frills. You know, this kit actually cost me £13 delivered. I got it online. From Models for Hobby when they had £10 off voucher, so I got an absolute bargain with it. But you know, at some of the aftermarket, it does add quite a lot to the build, but you get out of it what you put in. That's my view on it, and I'm going to add aftermarket and hopefully get a nice build out of it. Now we've got the front glacis plate, we've got the FIFO filters, we've got the front guards, a few more tools. Well, one. We've got the shovel. We've got the FIFO filters themselves, the hose, top of the turret, sides of the turret in half, so you need joining and filling. We've got periscope covers, the smoke mine discharger, angle brackets as well. Turret, the main cupola, and again, crisp. Just super, super crisp. Very nice. There's a bit of detail missing in places, but I got a ton of reference on the Tigers. So if anything's missing, I could always add it, but very, very nice. Can't fault it, really can't, honestly. For a 48 scale kit, it's great. Now I believe the Skybow, the AFV Club reboxing, is even better than this. I've not got one, I'm going to get one though, just out of curiosity to see what it's like. Probably a late one, because I'd like to do a late Tiger. I think it comes with pre-molded Zimmer as well, and it comes with engine grills, etc. So it's a bit of get a bit more bang for your buck with that one, but it's a little bit dear as well. Although I did see it cheap in France the other day. I wasn't there, I was on the internet. So yeah, again, no fault at all. It's going to be a nice build. That's all the plastic. We've gone through the poly caps, we've got decals. We'll go through those in a minute because I want to look at the instructions to make sure what actual tank we're going through. So as usual, Tamiya, we've got an explanation on the front. If you want to read it, I'll leave it right there for you. You pause it, I'll make sure it's focused for you. You pause it, have a little read. Job done. It runs through information over the tank, and that's it really about the production and whatnot. Tamiya's fold out instructions. I've got a few new bike kits where it's an actual booklet, and it's so much easier. It really is, because you're like reading a bloody map. Flapping around, you got your normal read before assembly precautions, paints required, assembly tips. As always with tanks, you start off with the road wheels. I don't actually. I skip the road wheels and get cracking with the main build itself. So we've got the front sprockets, road wheels, the build of the tracks, as you can see there. So it shows you how to assemble it around the return rollers up over the sprockets. So you get the sag built in over the wheels, and as you can see, it's a multi-part around the sprocket itself. So it's a bit of work, but it will work and it will look good. As you see straight away, you're onto assembly. The holes together, sides are on. Yeah, glued in position onto the metal chassis. So you have to CA glue the side. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest, but it's got to be where it's going to be. So you have to be quite sparing with that CA glue to make sure you don't get it everywhere. But other than that, it shouldn't be too bad. Front plates on there, just as getting in the way. Got the rear exhaust, the rear mudguards, the stacks themselves. I think I've got replacement parts in my aftermarket for these. Jack in place, 5-foot hoses, the 5-foot filters themselves, exhaust shrouds. Again, there's decal numbers where they need to be applied. There won't be many on the tanks, probably only about 6 markings on the entire thing. Towing cables, I got a resin tow cable. I think I only got one though, so I'm going to have to buy another one. I thought it was a pack of 2, and it's not. It's a pack of 1, I think. But I'll check that in a second. The barrel in 2 halves. Again, not a problem. Glue it, leave a couple of days to dry, sand it gently. You'll have a perfect barrel. But this is where it'd be nice to either get a metal barrel from Tamiya, like Dragon does, or slide mould it, like Dragon does. There's no excuse for it. It can be done. Same for the turret itself. That could be slide moulded and supplied in one piece. It's not, but it's not too much difficult to do, and to be honest, the seam at the back, most of it will be covered by the stowage bin anyway, so that shouldn't be too much of a drama. Mantlet, you need to have a look into that because I'm pretty sure it's pretty well textured on the real tanks. So a little bit of Mr. Servicer on there to texture it up, that should look fine. And then the end of it, you've got the smoke mine dischargers, cupola, spare track links, stowage bin, etc, etc. Putting the turret on, and that's it. Bob's your gender confused auntie. Markings, we've got A, B, C, D. Ah, there's 4. That's nice. Yeah, 4. So you got Russia Summer 44, and that is literally Dunkelgelb. You got Russia Summer in 43, and that is Panzer Grey. We've got Dunkelgelb Olive Grun, Russia 43, and Dunkelgelb, looks like Olive Grun again, in Russia Summer 43. So 4 options there, quite nice. Different markings, different places, there'll be different battalions, so there's your battalion marking there. So you've got 4 choices of 4 different tanks. I'm going Panzer Grey, so mine would be, whether it be that specific number, I don't know. I've got some spare decals there, so I'm going to, a bit more research. We're not starting this until the 1st, and it's the 18th today, so we've got a couple of weeks to actually finalise what I'm going to do. I'll pick a tank I've got a few pictures of, some with a bit of battle damage, and then I'll pick those numbers. I've got a spare sheet of 48 scale decals there to use. So great, four schemes. That's actually quite nice. You're probably more than you get in a 35th scale Tamiya kit. Again, Tamiya's crystal clear instructions. Literally anybody can follow these instructions. Even Wes and Ivan, who are taking part in this, shouldn't have any difficulty following this. We've got a bit more information on the back. So again, if you want to read it, pause it. Literally, in fact, I'll read it for you because there's not a lot. Just saying, the Tiger 1 produced from late 42 to mid 1943, known as the early production, was painted in German grey or dark yellow depending on the destination. February 1943, dark yellow was designated as the base colour, and red, brown or dark green camouflage was added in the field. Detail painting was outlined in the instruction manual. Yeah, so they come Dunkelgelb. The crews field applied it using paint dissolved in fuel or whatever they could get at. There was an onboard compressor and spray gun should they wish to use it, but a lot of crews, unless they're meticulous in their camo, they apply it with a brush or even a mop to chuck it on. But there are quite a few neatly sprayed ones as well. But like I say, I'm going Panzer Grey. I will be using the Tamiya, I think it's XF63 for it. No fancy paints for me. Fancy. We'll be doing it in a Panzer Grey. So that's the kit itself. It looks absolutely superb. I can't see any fault with that at all. Should be a nice enjoyable build. I can't see any difficulties there whatsoever. The difficulties arise with what I've added to it. So first of all, we'll quickly go through my dyno. I've had this for absolutely ages. It's a Linden Railroad armoured display base rail crossing. It's 48th scale. It's been primed because I was going to use it for my ATST, if you remember that. So it's a very, very nice resin base for a bit of railway crossing, and then all textured, all built in, so quite easy to spray. I can add bits to it should I want, and that's what I'm planning to do. I got a couple of road signs on the way from Ivan, because he bought the road sign set. So thank you very much for that, buddy. It's appreciated. Now, I did have this crew, and I thought, great, perfect. Sadly, I've nicked the head of the actual commander for my ATST. Now, it was the peak cap. I prefer the peak cap on my commanders. I don't like the little pasty hat crew cap they have. So there's a couple of CMK figures I'm going to get. There's a commander and what will be probably my driver in there as well. So I was going to use this. Don't know yet. We'll see. But it's there if needed. We've got the frill tracks here. So Tiger 1 early type. I'll be burnishing it with the fantastic Ultra Modern Products burnishing fluid, so you'll see me do that as well. These, if you've never seen frills before, there is a guide on the channel for building these. So they're handed tracks, left and right handed tracks, with a ton of wire. You need to drill each one out, cut it into wire, and you have fully working tracks. Once they're burnished in the fluid and weathered a little bit, they look absolutely stunning. Like I say, the kit cost me 13 quid, the RRP is 20 quid, and these are 27. Not cheap. But I think they add a whole new touch to it and make it a lot more realistic. Tow cable from Eureka. Oh, there is two. So we've got two of the big ones and one of the track replacing ones. So that's good. We've got the cleaning rods in there as well. Oh yeah, shot. The cleaning rods there as well, and some very nice copper cable in the back. So they should be very nice. They're only cheap on eBay. I think it's about £5 for that. So that's a nicer touch as well. So we can take them off and have them in situ on the Tiger itself. Got PE exhaust shrouds from Hauler. Very, very nice stuff. They need rolling, so they'll be fun to do. And shaped, they'll be damaged up as well. And then I bought this PE set. I actually bought this blind. There was no real show of what was in the kit. So I just bought it blind. These are the instructions for it. I was actually pleasantly surprised when it arrived. I think that and the shrouds were £30 delivered, or £26 delivered. So not a lot. It came from... where the hell did it come from? Czechoslovakia? Yeah, Czech Republic. So the postage was reasonable as well. Like I say, I knew about those. There's a picture of those. It literally just showed that and kind of hinted what you got in there. But these instructions, and bear in mind this is a 48th scale. There's a bit there. There's a bit more there. And a bit more there. So it's quite a bit. It's definitely a very reasonable cost for the amount of PE. So you got all the hatch detail inside. So I'll have one hatch open. The driver's hatch will be open, so we can detail up one of the hatches. Tool clamps, the loader's hatch. I'm sure the main cupola, there it is, has got detail on it as well. The metal clamps for the... shoot, that's a jack block, is it? Can't tell. Tool clamps for 48th scale. They're bad enough in 35th. Whether I use everything off this, I don't know. We shall see. We've got the convoy light there. The smoke discharger brackets there as well. There's a whole multitude of stuff. The jack bracket there. Like I say, whether I use it all, I'm not 100% sure. We've got the front fenders, rear fenders. So these are all PE. Sorry, shot. Goes to the big camera. They're all PE. They need bending, folding, etc. Side skirts, again, multi-part. Again, need bending, folding, etc. Front and rear mud guards, and then we've got the clamps for the tow cables. We've got, are they? Yeah, hasp and staples for the stowage bin, and brackets for the back as well. So they can add a nice bit of detail, and a bit of detail on top for the actual stowage itself. So, like I said, there was no grills with the kit. All the tools are moulded on. They're probably the minuses of the kit. So, with this, if I can find it, I think that's everything out of that. No, there it is. So, we have resin tools. We've got an axe, a shovel, a hammer, and the cutters, fire extinguisher, and something I am not quite sure. If you can tell me what they are, please do. Now, a few of the lads reckon it's a fire extinguisher, but why would you get four? And there's already that one there as well, which looks totally different. So what are those things? If anybody knows, answers on a postcard, please let me know in the chat, on YouTube, or on the forum, or Facebook, wherever. But what do you think those 4 parts are for? There's no reference to them anywhere in the instructions at all. Now I did think at one point they might have been for the towing cables, but they're just the wrong shape. But there is literally no mention of these things anywhere in the instructions, so I've got no idea what they are at all. But they must be important because they're on a plug and they're in there, so I don't know. If anyone knows, please let me know. Now PE, like I said, you get quite a lot in here. So we've got the side skirts, we've got front and rear mudguards, all the detail sets for the rest of it, and the engine cover grills for the back. So good value actually, I think, for the money. Not too bad at all. There's a lot in there. This is the engine grills, very, very nice. If you show them the right way around, it'll help. I'm not taking them out of the bag, there's no point. So they're great. We have the front and rear fenders, again, real nice quality PE. Whether Hall will make this themselves or Edouard do it as usual, but I don't know, but it's very, very nice. It's going to need a steady hand to do, but I'm sure we can do it. Like I say, whether I use every single bit of PE in this, I don't know, but we'll see. Then got the side skirts, all their brackets, as you can see, they need bending, multiple parts on the back, so they're going to be fun. These are all be on. We'll have some damaged ones as well, which is typical of the Tiger, but again, very nice. And then the main one, which we have interior detail for the hatches, as you can see, very nice. We've got tool clamps, brackets, clips, you name it, it's in there. Bear in mind it's 48 scale, so we're a bit smaller than 35th. There is quite a lot of stuff in there. So this is definitely going to add to my build. I'm itching to get out of this, and I've got to wait 2 more weeks. I'm still waiting on my RB barrels, which I ordered 18 days ago, and it still hasn't turned up. I just PayPal disputed them, and oh, I got an email saying your barrel's been dispatched. So whether the first one went missing, I don't know. Probably did, knowing the post. But hopefully it'll be in a couple of days. So I've got a metal barrel to replace the plastic one, and I ordered a 2-meter stab antenna as well for it. So that's it basically. That's everything I've got for the build. Looking forward to starting this one. Like I say, a few of the other guys, I don't know if they're going to review the actual Tiger, but I think they're going to review some of the bits and bobs they've got, or any other vehicles they're incorporating into their dios. Like I say, we're going from people like Dan, they're doing completely out of the box, myself, Tim, Les, etc. We're adding a few bits and bobs like I've got. Brett's adding the entire engine, and Wes and Ivan have bought like half the Wehrmacht to go with theirs. They've got vehicles. Ivan's talking about an A2 size die, which is the size of my cutting mat. So good luck with that, mate. I really hope you get on well with that. Quickly as well, because I did forget the decals, idiot. Now, not many with this. It's actually sealed shut. That's a miracle for Tamiya. Forgot to go through the decals. I'll just stab myself with a knife now as well. There we go. So they're going to be Tamiya decals. I'm still not through the bag. There we go. Just if you can't get through it, destroy it. So Tamiya's decals, 4 different numbers, a couple of different battalion markings on there as well. Just a tank at the top to remind you what you're building. Balkan cruisers, Kreuzers, whatever they're called. Oh, Hendrik, another one taking part, just reminded me. So, not bad decals, they should lay down fine. Whether I go over these numbers, I don't know, but four different variants, very good, can't fault it. Like I say, you get your battalion markings there as well. So, great, again, no problem there at all. I'm sure there's one more person taking part in this GB, and I can't for the life of me think who the hell it is. I really do apologise, forgot your name. I probably named everybody, I'm just being stupid. But there we go. So there's a review of Tamiya's 48 scale Tiger 1. It's also a review and the start of my at the bench build and the start of a buddy build. So like I say, through the build I'll come back, show how I'm getting on. There'll be constant updates on Facebook, on the forum. The other guys will do the same. They may also have videos as well. So when I know what videos are out, I'll link them on here with their names and the titles of the video, etc. And there's at least 9 or 10 of us building. So if you want to see the builds, head over to the forum. There's a buddy build section on there. We couldn't think of a name, so it's just called the Tamiya Tiger 1 Buddy Build. We were going to dedicate it to Matthew Broderick. It's a long story, but we changed our mind. Anyway, so there you go. So Tamiya's Tiger 1 in 48 scale. It's an early production, and all the aftermarket I've added to my my build for the Buddy Build, and that's it. So if you're looking for a simple kit to build out of the box, you don't want to go 35th scale, you want to change it up, change direction a little bit, try some of these 48 scale kits. There's a lot of them out there. There's easy 20 or 30 kits of all different US, German, Russian, etc. There's loads of different things. You build some cracking diodes with the stuff and accessories out there. There's some great sites out there listing all the 48 scale bits and bobs, animals, houses, barrels, accessories, etc. And the beauty of 48 is you can mix it with aircraft as well, so you can make absolutely fantastic dio should you wish. So there you go. So I hope you like the review. I hope you come back and look at my Activenture updates of the actual build, and I hope you head over to the forum, have a look at the other guys when they get their stuff up and going, and you follow the build all the way through. So there you go. So thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys round, and I'll see you soon.